This is Larry Lawton, and he's an ex-jewel thief. Larry's a former career criminal, once considered the biggest jewel thief in the United States.
Here we are, Gangster Redemption, Chapter 12, Part 2. It's Abu Ghraib of America, which is the prison that they abuse people in Iraq. And I called the place I was in, and you're going to hear why right now. Obviously, you know, from the last chapter, I was talking about being in a hole, and I was in the hole for 11 straight months. Think of that. You're in the hole, you're going crazy, you're communicating with people under the doors, with kites that are thrown. You're being abused by guards, and I'll tell you how bad it got. I used to go crazy in the hole myself. And the warden wanted to stop me, though. I was writing letters so bad. I mean, I kept writing senators, congressmen, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Department of Justice. I sued the prison. I am fighting them. I'm learning this, that you have to keep writing. And you want to talk about patience. It's not like the internet today. You know, in the internet, you could, you get answers quick, email, you can get Amazon Prime and you're there in 2 days. This is the prison system where mail takes forever, out, back. We don't get pens. You get a little pencil. You get a pencil like a golf course pencil to write on and to write letters and to write even briefs and stuff like that. You don't get anything. You're in prison. You get abused. So here I am. I'm going crazy, and the warden wants to shut me up. Lamanna wants to shut me up. I never forgot the arch thing. Never to this day. That poor guy's family got screwed. That guy the guy only had about a few years left when he died from that heart. And they knew it, and they didn't give a shit. Matter of fact, when I got out of the hole later, I went up to a lieutenant in the kitchen where, they always stay for lunch. And I said to him, you guys killed that man. You guys killed him. You know what he said to me? He actually said, yeah, his family will get paid. What fucking kind of answer is that? What kind of sick answer is that? He'll get paid. They don't care. Just they don't care. So anyway, I'm in the hole. Lamanna wants to shut me up. So what does he do? He sends the goon squad down. Now I'm talking some badass shit now. So I'm fighting. I try to fight, and I used to put shampoo on the concrete right when you open my cell, so when they came in they would slip. I tried that. I used to cover the window. When they maced me, they maced you in the face, and you'd be on your side belly, snot coming out of your nose. You're just in the fetal position. So then come in, they'd beat the shit out of you, kick me, boots. I mean, literally, a piss and blood. I'm puking. I got broken ribs. I got broken hand from trying to hit somebody in the helmet. I'm trying to fight. And so this one time they take me, they beat the living shit out of me. Literally, I'm half dead. They pull me out of the cell. They take me to a room, and they what they call 4-point me. That means they strap me down in a 4-point position. They take my clothes off. I'm buck naked. They strap me down, 4-point position. One guard, he took his penis out and peed on my face. Man, I fucking just got chills down my whole body. Peed on my face. I'll never forget it because the taste of urine is very salty, and it just, I think about that, and I could picture it right now, his dick and peeing on my face, and it took me about 7 years after prison before I said I wouldn't kill that man. It took me that long before I said I wouldn't kill him, and I mean it. It took me that long. To this day, I get so angry, and they took the dick. I'm strapped down naked. I can't move, and they picked. One guard took a big spit, and he spit on my face, and he said, "Lawton, keep writing senators. Keep writing senators. You think anybody listens to you?" And I'm laying there. I was in that position, 4-pointed for about 3.5 hours. I don't even know how long, but that's what it felt. They're not supposed to let you out, but I know that the darkness in the window because when they came into my cell, it was about 3 o'clock or 2:30, 3 o'clock. And when I got back to my cell, it was pitch black. So I don't know how many hours that was. And to this day, I don't think I could ever let anybody handcuff me. I believe in my heart it would take 10 guys to take me down and handcuff me now, because I think I would go crazy. I never knew this. Now I'm claustrophobic, like really bad. I can barely get on an airplane. I have to come with mental shit to get on a plane. I can get claustrophobic in a room. I'll tell you, we down in Fort Lauderdale a couple of years ago, they had a hurricane, so they put shutters up in the condo I lived at, and I couldn't stay in it. I literally went out in the middle of the hurricane because I got the chills. I got started having a panic attack because of this, what they did to me, and being strapped down naked. It's called four-pointing, or they have restraint chairs now, and that's just as bad. Man, I get heart palpitations thinking about it. That's how much it drives me nuts. And they did this to me, and I was in the hole for 11 straight months. And when I tell you, you start going nuts. You're really off. You're crazy. I used to do things to try it. I've been concussion grenaded. I've been a lot shocked. I've been gassed. And I will tell you, you feel you shake. You think you're gonna go nuts. But when you're four-pointed, it makes you crazy. And until it happens to you, you'll never understand what I'm talking about. Until someone takes you and strips you naked and four-points you, and just you're sitting on a slab and you think you're gonna die. Legally, they're not supposed to do that. There's supposed to be a doctor there, and they're supposed to check you every 15 minutes. And there's a lot of reasons that they're not supposed to do that. But they're beating the hell out of people anyway. They don't give a shit what they're doing to you. And I just wouldn't quit, though. I got back to my cell, and I was writing senators. I was fucking writing congressmen. So what does the prison do? You're going to like this one. What do? They stop my mail. They're not allowed to do that. It's a federal offense. If you mess with the U.S. mail, that is a federal offense. I don't care if it's a prison. I don't care who it is. And a postmaster general, they'll arrest their mother. So, I don't know. I get a visit from my dad. You get visits in the hole. And I tell my dad what's going on. I said, Dad, I don't get any letters from you. He goes, what do you mean you didn't get any letters from me? I go, Dad, I'm writing you too. He goes, I didn't get any. So I said to Dad, I said, I think they're messing with my mail. I says, I want you to go to the Postmaster General at the post office where you live in Florida. Tell them what's going on, and tell them you want an investigation. You want to send something in and see if it comes. Sure enough, they did that. I'm in my cell. Down, all of a sudden, I hear the door open, and you hear the footsteps, and they come right to my cell. And who's at my door? Lamanna. Piece of shit, Lamanna, the warden. And he says to me, hey, Lawton. And I'm sitting on my bunk. I don't even get up. I don't give a fuck about him. I'm at this point of my life that I think I'm gonna die. I could care less. And he goes, Lawton. So he goes, come to the door. And I slowly get up. I go to the door. What do you want? He says, see this lieutenant here? This lieutenant's gonna pick up your mail every day, and he's gonna deliver your mail every day. He goes, and somebody was demoted and somebody was fired. I go, what are you talking to me about? I'm a fucking inmate. What are you talking to me? He says, the Postmaster General did an investigation. Is that okay? What do you mean, is that okay? I don't even know. My dad's investigation got them to get me my mail. And I was like, oh man, they're really hating me now. But now there's people watching them. There's the U.S. Postal Service now watching them. I got congressmen, senators. I had my buddy Joe Fermini. I have Louis Constantino, my dad. They're all writing people on the outside. They're writing senators. They're writing congressmen. They saved my life, those people. Because if I didn't have that kind of support, so many people are dying today in prison. And it drives me nuts. And that's why I want prison reform. And that's what I want to build this thing for. Get that prison reform. Get all you people behind me. Mess with these. Let's flip the switch. Let's show them that we are human beings. Anyway, so now I got my mail coming, and everything's okay. You think I'm getting out of the hole? No. Turns up the heat more. Here's what they do. You're in a cell. So you think, oh, wow, you're in a cell and you got a shower in your cell. Wow, the outside world thinks, wow, look at these guys. Man, they're spoiled. They're in a prison cell and they got a shower in their cell. Here's what the guards do. The guards control everything on the outside of the cell in what they call a in between the cells. There's one cell here, one cell here. In between is where it's the pipe chases, where they have all the pipes and stuff. But it's all from the outside. They don't have to come into your cell for anything. So I'm in my cell, and what do? They shut the hot water off. So you have to take a freezing shower. I didn't give a shit when my dick shrunk up and I'm fucking freezing in the shower, but at least I'm showering. So I don't give a shit. I'm showering. They're just doing this to mess with you. It really was bad when they would shut the cold water off. Because when they shut the cold water off, the water would get so hot, you could literally make instant coffee, put instant, it got boiling. That water had to be 140 degrees. It was so hot, that water, that you could not take a shower. It would scald you. So I remember not taking a shower for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Think about that out there. If you didn't take a shower for 2 weeks, do you know how much you'd smell? I don't give a shit if you sat in your bed all day and did nothing. Your body starts reeking. You smell yourself. We're taking our clothes off. I'm taking my clothes off and trying to wash them in a sink with water. And just trying to do that, just to wring them out and dry them. And I couldn't do it. Because you can't take a boiling water. There was boiling water. And they do that. So now you think, so people think, they got to shower. Here's another thing they do. I can't tell you how many times they give me my food and it'd be a gob of spit on the top of the food. I would have to take that gob of spit out and still eat the food because you don't know what you'll do when you're hungry. You are that hungry. You will take the gob of spit out and eat it. And you know it's the guard who does it because if it was the inmates, they'd spit under the food because the inmates prepare the food, but the guards give the food out. So they're doing that. Then here's another thing they do that's the worst than anything. They control, in prison you have what they call suction toilets. Literally, I've ripped up a mattress. In the hole. Literally, with a razor blade. And ripped up a plastic mattress, only that thick anyway. I ripped it and I flushed it down the toilet. A mattress. You can literally do that. Because it's got that, it's like a suction. It sucks the thing down. It'll suck anything down that toilet. Well, you know what they do? They shut your toilet off. It's nothing. It's not working. Shut it off. You still got to shit. You still got to piss. You still got to use the bathroom. The shit and the piss would be coming up tight of the toilet. You can't sit down now because there's all crap in your toilet. And this is the guards doing it. And they'll come to your cell and they'll say, "Hey, Lawton, beg me to put it on." "Fuck you, motherfucker." You tell them that. Did you know I ended up begging them to put it on? I begged them to put it on. You'll die in that cell. The smell and the disease that comes in your bodily fluids and your shit and your piss, it was the worst thing. I mean, I think back at the humanity of these people, and I always say to myself, I get people having hatred toward people or whatever it is, child molesters. I hate them with certain things. How do you treat another human being like that? It just drives me nuts. When I think about what they did to me, and I think about how mad I got and how upset the whole thing made me, and now that I'm older and I'm out, and I think of the humanity, and I think about how they can do that. It's like there's a jail where I live in the community I live right now in Brevard County, Florida. They have a jail here, and let me tell you how bad they treat the people at the jail. They don't give women sanitary pads. Think of what I just said. If you have a daughter, if you're young and you have your period, somebody, your girlfriend, and they won't give them sanitary pads. That means if they're on their time of the month and they happen to get a bullshit charge and they get pulled into the jail, they're not going to even be able to take care of themselves. I have a daughter, and I think about that all the time, and it makes me sick. How another human being could let that happen, I don't know. And I don't know where their humanity goes. I think they got some problems, mental problems themselves or whatever. They always say there's a fine line between an inmate and a guard, and I totally believe that. But that's exactly what they did. So, I mean, fighting these guards, doing what I did was it was crazy. But I'll tell you what happened after a while. I started getting support. I got support from some guards. Like I said, I don't hate guards because there were guards that saved my life. There was this one big black guard. He used to come to the door and he'd open the food slot and he'd talk to me about the Bible, talk to me about whatever he could talk to me about. And I used to get mad for a lot of years thinking, you know what's going on here. Why are you letting it happen? Why aren't you helping me? And then it took me many, many years when I got out of prison to understand that that man was, one, trying to feed his family. Two, there are psychopaths in prison, inmates, and if this guy pisses other people off, is he going to be in a position to get killed? But that's why the guards have the highest suicide rate. They have one of the highest suicide rates out of any profession because they know these people don't deserve this. The good guards can't make it. I'll never forget also, there was a guy named Butch Lewis. Butch was the head of the OSHA, like the safety of the prison. He came up to my cell and said, hey, Lawton, keep fighting him. He goes, you're mentioned in the warden's office all the time, but keep fighting. People are starting to listen. That was, I'll never forget him, Butch Lewis. And he was the head of the safety department at Edgefield at the time. And Butch was like, these little things gave me encouragement to keep fighting. So, and I kept fighting and I kept fighting. So eventually, while writing, I also write a magazine called The Arctic Beacon. So the Arctic Beacon was a magazine. Greg Saminsky was the author. I'll never forget him either. Greg Saminsky was an author of Arctic Beacon. He writes a whole article that went national, and you could look it up. If you're out there right now, I want you to Google Arctic Beacon, the Arctic Beacon Larry Lawton. And he wrote an article about the abuses that were going on in Edgefield, and he dubbed the article Abu Ghraib. And he talked about the abuse of the inmate I talked about with no legs. He wrote in the article. So I get out of the hole after all fighting these people, and I got some senators behind me, support. So now I'm out of the prison. I get out of the hole. I'm in there 11 straight months. And I'll never forget, I'm walking the yard, and I'm smoking a cigar at the time. I still had those little Denable cigars. They like they look like the old Clint Eastwood cigars. And I'm walking the yard. I'm white still because I just got out of the hole. When you're in the hole a long time, you are literally, like, you look like a ghost. And I'm walking the yard, and associate warden comes up to me, and he goes, hey, Lawton. And I don't give a fuck about them at all. I think they're going to throw me in a hole again. I'm just waiting for that. He goes, hey, Lawton. And I end up walking up to him, and I go, yeah. And he goes, hey, why are you doing this? Why do you keep writing these people? The article come out now. People are hearing this shit. And I keep writing senators and congressmen. And he goes, why are you doing this? I said, what are you talking about? He goes, why are you writing everybody? He goes, why don't you stop writing everybody? He goes, if you stop writing everybody, we'll give you a transfer to any prison you want to go. We'll give you a single cell. And he goes, we'll give you a get out of jail free card, which means in prison, the jail is the hole. And if you do some prison infraction, whether it's get caught with illegal food out of the kitchen, or you get caught with gambling, like, the football tickets, or you get caught with some illegal contraband in your cell, he's going to give me a get out of free jail card. That's what he tells me. I says, why are you doing this? Why don't you answer the people that are asking you now? Why don't you answer the senators and the congressmen about this now? Why don't you answer why you did that to that man who had no legs in the hole? Why you did that to me? He got so frustrated, he just turned around and walked away. I did find out later he got fired. That man was fired out of the prison system. I think Lamanna should have been fired, but he probably blamed it on somebody else. And I don't know where he probably became high or who knows. But that warden, that associate warden, ended up getting fired for all the shit that went out in a hole. And, you know, it was certain guards like Finnerty who filmed that guy with the no legs. And he came up to me in the back. I mean, I'm at the door of my cell, and Finnerty walks back with the camera and says, "Hey, if anybody in this place sees this video, they're going to jail." And I'm thinking he's meaning Lamanna. Because what do you think I did right when he said that? I started writing senators again. I wrote them about, hey, this guy, Lieutenant Finnerty, has a video of what they're doing to this inmate in here with no legs, this veteran, what they're doing to him. And I'll never forget it. And you know, it drove me crazy. And that warden hated me. So here I am. I'm in the prison, and I'm getting pissed. So Lamanna don't know what to do with me. So what does he do? He's got to transfer Lawton. Lawton's got to get transferred now. So where does Lawton got to go? You'll like this. Lawton gets transferred to a place called Yazoo, Mississippi. It's a gang prison that was just opening in Yazoo. Now, the prison system's not supposed to transfer you past 500 miles from where you live, because then it's a hardship on your family to come visit. Yazoo was 1,000 miles from where I live. 1,000 miles. Not 500, not under 500. They're supposed to, by regulations, they're supposed to keep you close to your home so your family don't have a hardship. What do they do to me? They transfer me to Yazoo, Mississippi. So when they transfer me to Yazoo, Mississippi, or whatever, I'm going to be going, and I know I'm in the hole, and I'm getting transferred. Guess what happens? I get to Yazoo, Mississippi, and they transferred. This is Lamanna. He transfers Brawley, who was my unit manager, who hated me too. I mean, anything the warden did, they want to do. They make him the SIS of Yazoo, Mississippi. I'm on the yard a month, and they make him the head of Yazoo, Mississippi, SIS. I'll tell you about that in the next chapter. Things are going great here. I'm loving telling the stories. The little one, rough one here about the torture and stuff, that drives me a little bit crazy, but it is what it is. I'm getting over it more and more. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Check out our swag, the store, my merch, my cup, my stuff, whatever you want to check out. Help us out. Help me out. I really appreciate everything everybody's doing. I love the comments. As you know, I answer a lot of them. I'll always keep doing that. You can listen to this chapter on Spotify and iTunes in the links below, where there's the merch and all that kind of stuff. Follow us on Instagram. Pass the word as much as you can, man. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. I'm really enjoying this, and there's so many videos coming. We got the GTA video. We got a new heist movie review video. Another Ask Me Anything video coming. We got a lot of videos coming. I got a whole series on making stuff in prison, from stingers to shanks to tattoo guns to everything. So it's going to be some cool shit coming, man. It really is. I'm loving it. Thanks for the support. Everybody, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Make good choices, man. Don't do what I do. Don't lose your kids. Don't lose your family, because that's what happened to me. I really mean that. I hope you listen to me. I really do. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. See you next time.